Hey everyone, it's Jessica here on the Fernandez family farm, and I'm getting ready to mix up our calves milk for this evening, and I just wanted to share how I do that and to give you a little bit of insight in case you're wondering on how to do that. We're actually weaning her. Today is the last day of weaning from the mother's whole milk onto the milk replacer, and so I've been mixing half and half. So I wanted to share with you how I do that. Once I'm no longer doing that, it's going to be a lot easier just mixing the milk replacer and feeding it to her that way. But I wanted to share how I'm weaning and doing half and half, so let's get started on making that and you can see how it's done. Okay, so before I mix up the milk replacer, the first thing that I do is take the calf milking bottle here. This is a Land O'Lakes Animal Milk Production Company. The max here is 3 liters or 8 pints. And we are giving her 2 pints of mother's milk and 2 pints of the milk replacer for a total of 4 pints right now as we wean her down. After that, we're going to be moving her up onto 6 pints. So I don't want to feed her the milk super cold from the refrigerator. She might refuse it and then not eat, and we don't want that. So what I do is take the cold mother's milk and I'm going to pour it into here. So 2 pints is what we're going to be doing, and that should be the whole rest of this. And then what I'm going to do is take this bowl here and fill it with really hot water, and then we're going to put that cold milk into the hot water and let it sit and warm up for a little while. That takes a little bit of time. While that is warming, I will mix up the milk replacer, and there's a special formula for that as well. So first off, I'm going to pour this milk into the bottle and then put the hot water into the bowl and set that inside so it can start warming. Whole milk from the refrigerator is warming up in the bottle, you're going to want a food thermometer to check the temperature, and I'm just going to check what it says this water is at. And about 118 degrees. So that's going to warm that up pretty well. So now for the milk replacer that we are going to mix up, we bought her some Purina calf milk replacer, and it had some really good reviews. It's a 22-20, that's 22% protein. The more protein, the better. You want probably at least 18% is what the breeder told us to get. The more protein is going to be the best for helping her to gain the weight that she needs and be stronger and healthier. So that's what we went with, that we got from Tractor Supply. We went and asked at our local co-op, and they didn't have anything in stock at the time, and we really needed something for her right away. So this is what we went with, and it was a fairly decent price. I believe it was like $42 for this 25-pound bag. And this is the instructions here, and it says for 2 quarts of water you do 3/4 of a pound, 0.75 pounds. So now she only needs 2 pints of this. So 1 quart is equal to 2 pints. So I cut that in half. Now you're going to need a weighing scale, a food scale here, so I'm going to turn that on. Get that zeroed in. And then I'm going to get a Ziploc baggie, and that's where I'm going to pour it into. And then I set the Ziploc baggie onto the scale and make sure it's nothing, doesn't say any weight. So it's at 0 here. Zero it out. And then I have just a little scooper, and so the amount that I need for her is going to be 6 ounces. That's equal to 1 quart of milk that we're going to be mixing. So I go ahead and just start spooning this on until it is at 6 ounces. 2.5, and then 4, okay, so there we go with that. Okay, I'm gonna rinse my hands real quick. Okay, so now we have the powder weighed up, the milk replacer powder, and it says here on the instructions that you want to mix it with warm water that is between 110 and 120 degrees Fahrenheit. And you're going to want to pour this into the water. I'm going to be using a pitcher here, and it has the amounts here. This is 2 quarts, which is what I want 1 quart actually. 1 quart here of water. Okay. And that's going to be equal to the 2 pints that we want to mix. So 1 quart is going to be up to this line right here. So I want 110 to 120 degree Fahrenheit water up to the 1 quart mark. And then we're going to pour in the milk replacer powder as we continuously stir to make sure that it's completely melted and incorporated into the water with no chunks. And so then once I get the water into here, I'm going to take my thermometer again and check the temperature of the water, make sure it's between 110 and 120. So, and then I will start pouring and mixing as I do that. And once that's all finished, I'm going to check the temperature of the milk over here, and then we can combine the two and go out and feed it to her. And you want it to be between 100 and 105 when you feed it to the calf. You don't want it too hot and burn their mouth, and you don't want it too cold where they will refuse it and not drink. So that's really important. And so after I get those mixed together, then I will test it again and make sure it's at a good temperature for her to take. So first off, I'm going to make the milk replacer here, and so I'm going to just get some water from the tap and put it up to the 1 quart, and then we'll start mixing in the powder. Okay, so we have the 1 quart of water, which is equal to the 2 pints that we need. And I'm going to take our thermometer and check the temperature of the water here. And it's maxing out at about 1 15. So that's perfect because we want it between 110 and 120. So while I am pouring this powder in, I'm going to mix it into the water continuously until it's all incorporated. Okay, so now we have the milk replacer powder all incorporated nicely into here for the 2 quarts, and it's all nice and melted. I'm going to check the temperature again and see, because it's obviously going to lower a little bit. So let's see what it's at here. And it's at about 110. So it's a little bit too hot to give her at 110. So remember, we want it between 100 and 105. But with the temperature of this milk over here and combining it, it may lower it to the perfect amount. So we're going to check this one now and see what the temperature is on the milk that we had from the refrigerator. So I'm going to rinse this off. I got it a little bit dirty here. Okay, so I'm just going to take this milk out of here, and what I generally do is just test it a little bit on my wrist and see how warm it is over the sink, just a little bit. And it's pretty warm. It feels really warm. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that in and mix it in with the milk replacer, and then we'll check the temperature and see if it's just right. Okay, so go ahead and pour that in. A little mix. I know this looks like a lot, but she drinks it down in literally like 3 minutes. It's crazy how fast she can drink it down. So this is at about 100, 101. So it's perfect. So we want to pour it back into the bottle and take it out to her before it cools down too much. So, yep, it's just right. Okay. So now I'm going to take this that's in the pitcher and we're going to pour it into the bottle. Back into here. Okay, so we're at the 4 pints, and we're going to put this nipple back on. Make sure it's on nice and tight. All right, and then we're ready to go feed it to her. So that's how it works. And so that's how it goes with weaning from whole milk to a milk replacer, in case you guys have a calf or you were just curious and wondering. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. And we hope to hear from you guys. We like to comment back. That's how we interact with our viewers, and we hope that you will share this video if it was informative for you, for someone else as well. It really helps our channel to grow, and we'll see you all in the next video. All right, take care. Bye.